All right, I'm 4-0. My last four board member tier package picks on brockpage.com. And I'm also 4-0. My last four extra daily picks on that very same website, of course. That's following Tuesday's sports wagering action. And if you want to access today's extra daily pick, it's only going to cost you just $2.99. And of course, all of the picks that I give out on my website, they're my personal bets, games that I have my own personal action on. And the link for those packages I just mentioned are in the description section below. And with that, guys, we got ourselves a short Thursday night slate. Kind of depressing. Only two games in the NBA, but they should be good ones. I think they're going to be highly competitive. So let's go ahead and dive into it. The Lakers take on the Sixers, 7:30 Eastern tip-off on Thursday, January 27th, 2022. The Sixers are -2 with a total at 217.5. Now, the Sixers did fail to cover in 3 out of their last 5 ball games. And they're going to have to go to work here on Thursday without three-baller Seth Curry. Having said that, though, it's actually been the defensive effort of Philadelphia that's really catapulted these guys at home. The Sixers allow only 105 points a game at the Wells Fargo Center, and they actually got the W in 7 out of their last 10 ball games at any location. Now, when it comes to the scoring in this one, Joel Embiid's scoring 29 points a game, along with double-digit rebounds. Meanwhile, Tobias Harris, he's dropping over 18.5 points a night, along with 7 boards and 3 assists himself. And when it comes to shooting from the stripe, the Sixers are actually leading the entire NBA in home free throw percentage. Now, they're taking on a Laker team who lost 5 out of their last 8, and they've really struggled on the defensive end of the court this year. I'm not sure if that particular factor there is going to be instantly remedied with the inclusion of Anthony Davis back in the lineup. Now, the Lakers are currently in the bottom 5 in points allowed per contest, and they're amongst the worst teams in the Western Conference in defensive boards on the road. So we'll see. I mean, maybe that stat will be impacted by the inclusion of AD, but only time will tell. Now, speaking of road games, LA's gotten the W in just 9 out of 21 ball games away from the Crypto Center. When it comes to the injury report, Nunn and Doumbouya are both still out indefinitely. AD is questionable. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Danny Green is questionable for the Sixers. Seth Curry is inactive. When it comes to the total in this one, 3 out of Philly's last 4 ball games got over the line. Meanwhile, the Lakers went 70% to the over in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Sixers -2 in the over 217.5. And with that, guys, we're at our next and final matchup for the show already. It is going to be Timberwolves versus the Warriors, 10 o'clock Eastern start time. Golden State is the 5.5-point favorite with the total at 228. Now, the Warriors are on a 3-game winning streak, and they've been outstanding at the Chase Center this year. As a matter of fact, Golden State's 22-4 straight up at home, and they successfully covered the point spread in nearly 70% of those home contests. Now, the Warriors lead the entire NBA in fewest points allowed per game. They're also holding their opponents to just 41% shooting from the field on their home court. A lot of folks talk about scoring with Golden State, but it's actually their defense that's been darn near perfect. Now, scoring-wise, Steph Curry does average over 25.5 points a game, along with 5 boards and 6 assists. Meanwhile, Andrew Wiggins is making nearly 41% of his three-pointers. He's also scoring 18 points a game. Now, rebounding-wise, the Warriors are in the top 3 in offensive boards per game. They're taking on a Minnesota club who failed to cover in 5 out of their last 7 ball games. Minnesota also has a losing record on the road this year, and they're allowing 115 points a game when they travel. Now, injury-wise, Patrick Beverley is questionable on Thursday with an ankle. Meanwhile, for the Warriors, Green is still out indefinitely. Iguodala is questionable himself. Now, total-wise, Golden State saw unders recently against Utah, Houston, and Detroit. They're also 18-8 to the under at the Chase Center, which is good for 69% in that particular category. Meanwhile, the T-Wolves saw unders recently against the likes of Portland, Memphis, and OKC. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Golden State -5.5 and the under 228. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap, powered to you by my website at brockpage.com. Where once again, we are 4-0 in our last 4 board member tier package picks following Tuesday's sports betting action. I like Philadelphia -2 over 217.5. And I like Golden State -5.5 and the under 228. And with that, guys, let's go ahead and do a shout out. Let's jump into our shout out of the day. And that's going to go to my good friend, Miss Denica, who said earlier this morning, "I'm always looking out for your videos, Brock. Keep up the good work." And as always, great to see Miss Denica in the comment section below. She's always bringing all sorts of positivity. So best of luck to you, to Miss Denica, and all your wagering, all your action here today. And I also want to give a second shout out to my man George Sylvia, another good friend that I've made in the comments section. Great guy. He said earlier today, it's been 2 years since Kobe's passing, and of course, you're absolutely right. Our thoughts never cease to go out to Kobe's family, and that was certainly, it felt like losing a family member when that happened. I was in a slump for about 3 days, man. That was a tough loss. So always good to remember Kobe on the 2-year anniversary, unfortunately, of his passing. So great comments today, guys. I really appreciate it. I love reading stuff like that. So, thanks for dropping me a line in the comment section below. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. Now, if you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on brockpage.com, you are going to get access to that content all the way through the end of January. You can cancel at any time, but if you continue to opt in, you're going to get billed again on February 1st, and then you're going to get the entire month of February, you're going to get content there as well. So, probably a good idea to stay opted in. I think it's a good idea, especially as hot as we've been right now. We had a couple weeks where we were down in the dumps, but man, I'll tell you what, over the past week, we've really bounced back strong. And one more thing to add about the board member package. Not only do you get access to the board member tier pick itself, but board members get access to every single pick that I give out on that website. So it's certainly great value. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Wednesday or Thursday to you, depending on when you're watching this. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.